Okay, so Becky, we're going to have a look in your food cupboard here, stacked out with food. And what we're going to do is, we're not really going to label anything bad food, good food. All we're going to do is have a look through and see which are the foods that are actually quite high in sugar, that are processed. An easy rule of thumb is, if you can look at the food and think, did this grow on a tree, did it grow out of the ground, was it walking or breathing, then it's a real food. If it wasn't, then we're going to put it into the high sugar processed food pile, and we're just going to identify the foods that are making the problem worse, making it harder for you to get energy and to lose weight and keep the family healthy. So the main thing, pretty much everything in this corner, all these grain-based cereals. It's not just about the raw sugar that's in food, where it just says, okay, there's many tablespoons or teaspoons of sugar. It's also the fact that a lot of these grain-based, processed grain-based products will break down in exactly the same way that sugar does. So you essentially just filling your body with sugar. So all of these cereals, pretty much all of those, are going to break down into sugar, and in that they're going to make the problem worse. They're going to make it harder to lose weight. Again, in the back, processed grains, bread is surprisingly high in sugar, and most people are making an awful lot of their diet out of sandwiches, toast, that type of thing for breakfast, blue and white stripy bowl cereals, toast in the toaster, and again it's sugar on sugar on sugar on sugar. Bottles of fizzy pop down there.
Try and go for diet.
Yeah, well, you're no better off with diet, in all honesty. One of these is probably close to 100 grams of sugar in there. It's like 100 teaspoons of sugar. And then the top shelf, well, you know, as silly as this sounds, in all honesty, I'm not really that fussed about this shelf, because nobody's looking at sprinkles, hundreds and thousands, and thinking, oh, that's a good nutritious meal. We know what these are doing.
I'd be surprised what my kids eat on the spoon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, you know, as a snack, as a little, not as a snack, as a little treat or whatever, we know what these things are. We know that there's loads of sugar in these types of foods. So I would kind of call this the treat shelf. That's not really the problem in my experience working with clients. Where the problem is, they know that if I eat a spoonful of this, I'm more or less eating sugar. They don't know that these types of biscuit things, that these types of grain-based foods, that all of this type of stuff contains as much sugar as it does. These are the things that are in people's diets every single day. It's these types of foods that are causing the problem. Okay, Becky, so we're going to have a look in your fridge and see where the hidden sugars are in here. Most people would think rice, that's nice and healthy, can't go wrong with that. In that one pot, we've actually got around, that's 10 grams of sugar per 100 grams, that's a 190 gram pot. So we've actually got about 20 teaspoons of sugar in that one pot. So also we've got this fruit smoothie, Happy Monkey, cleverly marketed, you know, it's appealing to kids. We've got 12 grams of sugar per 100 millilitres. That's 190 millilitres in that one pack. So we've got about 20 grams of sugar in there. So we've got 20 grams of sugar in the rice pot. We've got 20 grams of sugar in the smoothie. So that's if we've got one of those in the kids' packed lunch and we've got one of these in the kids' packed lunch, that's 40 teaspoons of sugar before we've even started on anything else. Okay, so Becky, here's some of the foods that we've taken out of your cupboards before that we're saying were causing the main problems. These are the staples for most people. We're going to have a look and see what we can use from the food that we got yesterday at the market. And this is just a small amount of the food. How can we replace breakfasts, lunches, snack pots, etc. for the kids? How can we take these foods and put those in? Okay. So first thing we're going to do is start with breakfast. We've already said that we could use natural oats with a bit of natural yogurt. Put some of the fruit into there. We can even sprinkle some nuts in if you've got any nuts around the house. Scrambled eggs in the morning, or you can do boiled eggs and have hard-boiled eggs. You can do those the night before. And for ease of timing in the morning, so that you don't have to get up at the crack of dawn every morning to do this, we're going to look at breakfasts that we can do very quickly, or even prepare the night before. So if you were doing dinner in the evening, throw a few sausages under the grill, and Leave them cold for the next morning, and you can do sausages in the morning, or for these snack pots you can put sausages in with salads, and instead of chicken salad sandwiches, just take the bread out and you can have chicken salads, or you can have cold sausage salads in there as well. Stick a bit of fruit in the snack pots. We've got a whole bag of apples for £1, a whole bag of satsumas for £1 from the market, so we can put those in as well. Success really is in the planning, so it doesn't take hours and hours. We've already said your kids love roast dinners, so stick a couple of roast joints in the oven on Sunday, and you've got meat for lunch. You've got meat for lunch for a couple of days. You can even start introducing a little bit of roast meats into breakfast. I know most people cringe at that, but once you actually introduce your body to those nutritious types of food, you'll find it surprisingly easy. Fish.
Generally in the south it's tuna or prawns.
Okay.
Generally, unless it's the battered kind from the fish shop.
Okay, fantastic. Again, tuna, fantastic food. It's obviously, most stuff is better fresh. I guess everything is better fresh, but tins of tuna, so convenient, so easy. So that's a good option. And prawns, packed with nutrients. So again, 2 good options. You can't get enough of that into your diet. And you can start putting those types of things into lunches as well. So you can have prawn salads, tuna salads, etc. Chicken legs, absolutely fantastic. We've got 10 for £5 from the market. Stick those, salt and pepper, a bit of oil, stick all of those in the oven in one go. You've got lunches, possibly even breakfast. You'll be surprised what kids will eat once they're given the option. Possibly even breakfast, but you've got lunches for the rest of the week. You can use them for dinners as well. Same with the lamb chops. You could chop these up and stick these into a stew. Really, what we're trying to do is get all of this good food into a schedule that works for you. If it doesn't work for you in terms of time, it's not going to work. You're not going to do it. That's going to fill you with energy. That's going to cause your body to stop storing fat. The easiest way to do that type of thing: roast joints in the oven. Vegetables into soups, cook up 10 chicken legs all in one go, chop up lambs and put them into a big stew. These things will keep for days, and you can just keep dipping in and helping yourself to good nutritious food.
I suppose with my problem it's time consuming. Obviously fresh veg and food also takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So because I work full time, my free time generally I like to spend with my children.
Yeah.
But as I say, they like cooking as well, so
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. Half an hour a day. If you can start, maybe half an hour every other day, whatever your time affords. Half an hour a day, get them in. You'll find that it gets quicker and quicker every time. And also, they'll start to reintroduce those to what foods really are, as opposed to thinking that foods kind of come in, silver wrappers, which is what a lot of kids are like today. They don't really understand where foods originally come from, and that's a big part of it. We need to get back to nature and get back to what nature gave us as full of nutrition, and get away from these things that the food companies are giving us that are full of sugar.
Okay, so we've got a few good ideas there for alternative breakfast, lunch, dinners for your kids. Do you think that would be useful for you and your family?
Generally, yeah, as I said, it's a time thing with us, so it's just spending the time with my children. If I have to do that cooking to eat healthier, it's worth a try. And it's just planning ahead, really.
And how do you think it will go down with the children, for example, having a salad box for lunch instead of a sandwich?
Generally, mine like salads anyway. Normally we have it with a quiche or an omelette, fajitas, stuff like that, but they'd be quite happy with a tuna salad for the dinners.
Okay, brilliant. Any final bits of advice to give to Becky then, Darren?
You will find it easier as you get into it. It's quite daunting to start with, because we've kind of come so conditioned to sort of just get everything, as you say, from the snack pots, from the boxes, open a packet and there it is. But as I said, that causes a body to store fat and gives you lower energy. So it's just an ever decreasing circle. As soon as you have pretty much your first day of making a big batch of soup and a roast dinner, and then you have a couple of days with nutritious foods for your breakfast and lunches, you'll find very quickly that your energy levels rise. Time seems to be a bit more free. You seem to have a bit more time to spare because you've got higher energy levels. And the more, like anything, you practice, the more you do it, the easier, the quicker it gets, and you'll find that you're knocking up, healthy, nutritious soups in 15 minutes flat. The kids are loving it. And it gets easier and easier. And of course, as you get healthier, you get happier. As you get happier, you become more involved in everything. And reverse that downward spiral and start building up health and improving things.
Worth giving a go then.
Isn't it just?
Okay, thanks very much.
No problem.